One of the things that disappointment in life gives is the giving up of the truth that one has the power to effect. As enthusiasm is lost, one start adopting this feeling as though one cannot effect life. More so, one take refuge in being affected by life. When you lose the fundamental core of you, which knows that I can effect life, my life, that I am needed to participate in the making of my life, when that fundamental thing is broken, then we move only to surviving. Then we live rather paralyzedly. We are waiting for life to affect us. We are waiting for something to make us happy. The shift is very subtle, but the effect is very big. Must have been moments in your life that you know you can effect. It's like the conductor of an orchestra. He effects the orchestra, and that music that comes out affects the auditorium, affects the listener, affects the environment. Somewhere, you will put that down. And then the psychology shifts to hoping what will affect me. It could be as simple as I want to drink Coca-Cola because I know how it will affect me. I want to find somebody that likes me because when they like me, I speculate the effect I will experience. Maybe a bar of chocolate. I'm not against any one of these things. But when they become a tool for your defeat, when they become that which makes you believe you can only be affected, that you give up the right to effect, to participate. My suspicion, we become bipedal, which means we started walking with two legs. I suspect is when we realize we could effect. As I am, I effect my surrounding. It's a completely different psychology. When you are in that state that you know, as you are, you can effect something, opposed to the state you're hoping something will affect you. People look for money because they think when they have money, they can buy enough things that will affect them and they will be happy. Yes, happy in regards to being affected. But they lose the right of the truth. They are an effector. So the state of defeat, which most go through, switches one's brain to live a life of being affected. By that, slowly you give up. Slowly you simply become a victim. Slowly you become addicted to things that will affect you. By that, what has to be understood is you resigned from life. What is the attempt we are going to undertake in today's meditation or today's exercise? Is to switch to the effector state. From being defeated to wake up to know I have a role to play. I have to uphold something. Not as an ego, as an actual state of being. You will eventually, if you study it, you will realize that as you are, life is. But right now, as life is, you are. You are a byproduct of everything affecting you. Everything affects you. To the degree you are defeated, to the degree you live the minimal. To the degree you are not defeated, to that degree you live as an effector. I know many of you are disappointed. You might even find it hard to accept this. You kind of taken a refuge in life happening to you. You kind of taken a holiday from you coming into action. By that you simply live allowing things to affect. You get here too because many times you try and you fail. Many times you do something and it doesn't happen. But for a fact, it didn't happen because you didn't hold yourself right enough. More so, that not happening was a premeditated excuse that you found to give up. Because the psychology says if I give up, I rest. So today the real rest I want you to discover is the rest in waking up as an effector. Eventually, as how the yogis and the siddhas know, as the moment you can hold yourself rightly, life unfolds according to you. We think we depend on life. You don't understand how much life depends on you. At most, you must say it is a cooperation between me and life. Today, the first part, as you breathe, as you sit down and pay attention to your breathing, pay attention and see, how are you existing? Are you cynical? Have you given up? Have you given up living as someone who can effect? To love means to effect. Love is an effect. When you love, you effect your surrounding. To be an effector, you can only wait to be loved. More so, you are saying you are not loved. Where did this error happen? If we just touch it a little bit. The error happened because your action most often was designed to support the ego. What is the ego? The lie. So you're trying to do something that is not you. And many times when you do what is not you, you're bound to be disappointed. And in that disappointment, you give it up. Then you quit. But it cannot be lost. It is right there. So today, as you and I sit together, we're going to breathe. We're just going to use the breath as a tool and wake up. We are not going to use the breath to effect us. We're going to use the breath to remind, I am an effector. I am here. There is my part to be played. I don't have to exist only being affected. You see, when it comes to your life, the life you live out, the life you can live out, it's completely up to you. I don't think you're going to get any support from life. It is up to you to live it in this life, in this existence. The effort to wake up to be an effector is yours and yours alone. No one can do it for you. Yes, you can quit. Yes, you can fall into the false rest of being affected. It almost feels wonderful to give up, call it surrender, call it whatever you want, but it's not. It is just that you quit. You gave up. It was easier. The first exercise for today is breathe. Look around. See things as they are. Establish the 3 points. Come back to you. Come and see this truth. It is up to you to effect your life. It's up to you to hold yourself in a way you become effective. Not simply being affected. And one must not create ridiculous expectation. One must create within one's ability. The problem with ego is it always does things that cannot be done. I want to be the most beautiful person on this earth. How? Everybody wants to be. Even if you become, you can't hold on to that. Such a transitory. So if you ease up the demand of the ego for something not possible, it is ridiculous. then you see what is possible. Then you see where you are, the second right. Let me walk you through the right. Then you see the second right. What is there? And what more can it be? The problem is, we rarely face our facts. We face what is there. We face in the reality. Our limitations and our advantages. As you breathe, see what is there, the second right. And in this, we go to the third right. See what is that you say yes to. The Guru Mantra. What are you saying yes to? Right? We say yes to affecting our life. We say yes to creating a kind of life we want to live. We create a life in which we are productive, we are pouring, we are giving, we are celebrating. What is that you have said yes to? Yes to meeting the challenges, if there are any. Yes to facing what has to be faced. Yes to breaking through what needs to be broken through. The fourth right. I become incredibly aware that my biology is lazy. You understand? You know why I quit the idea that I can effect? I'm lazy. It's so easy. You understand? To give up is so easy. It feels like one profits. You understand? And this is the false understanding of the body. You become a victim to the body. We rather choose sex over love. Love requires effort, participation. Sex is easy. Not that there's anything wrong with sex. It's wrong if it becomes an action of quitting. As you breathe, you're paying attention to your body. You're not going to become a victim to it. You're going to tame it slowly. The fifth right. Waking up to be the person you need to be based on your demand on your life. Jayam. As you breathe, see the person you need to be. This is where the meditation lies. If you can arrive here to sit and be the person you need to be. It's like if you're a mother, you have to be the person you need to be for that child. If you're a father, right? If you're a boss, you know what I mean? If you're doing something, you have to be that person. To wake up to be that person. Are you holding yourself as that person or are you quitting? Sixth right. Make sure it is a dedication for something more than just you. Arpanam. Dedicated for all to. Dedicate this waking for all of humanity too, because without love it will never get sealed. The sixth right is the seal. The Hindu call it Agyan. It seals, it's for all. I am blooming for all. I'm doing this for all too. As you breathe together, did you choose to live out a life of being affected? Blaming everybody and everything, finding excuse never to engage? By that, all you do is just try to survive. I know sometimes it's hard. I know sometimes things don't happen the way you like it to. But first, when you say it's hard and it can't, is it the ego interpreting? With one fishing rod, with one hook, you can catch one fish. You can catch all the fish at one time. It's a ridiculous expectation. Did you create an ego which made you quit? Did you quit because of the ego, or did you create the ego to quit? Today, we're not going to go into that. We're going to breathe. I would like you to wake up, sit for a few minutes to be the person you need to be. Today is the shift from being effected to the effector, the first rite. As you breathe, we dedicate today's meditation to that. As you are, what can you effect? Too long we ran around being affected. Our past affected us. Our childhood affected us. Everything is affecting us. We miss the point. Oh, I am here. I can affect. When did I minus me? I am here too. You know what is fear? The deepest point of fear is when you completely give you up. If you are not there holding the wheel, you must be afraid. Anything can happen if the car is moving. If you are not affecting your life, of course you must be afraid. Anything can happen. But if you are there, that much fear is unnecessary. Soon you will wake up to this siddhi. There's a human power. When you wake up to be an effector, you will do much. Don't expect the ridiculous, just the possible. You will do much. Much will start happening. There is 4 levels to this learning. The first is this. Wake up to be an effector. Don't be a victim. Accept it is up to you. No one can help you. No one. This part on you. The second part of the lesson, which is the 7 to 12, it is about awakening to you and discovering the more of you. And when you discover more of you, you come back to this part to effect the world more. You understand? First is waking up to be an effector. Second part, discovering more about you so you can effect more. And in that, there's another part. You do this just to realize more of you. And the more you realize of you, the more happy you are, the more delighted. Then the third is when we enter the real world of meditation. We went into the study of enlightenment. That is more than you. Unless the you is total, you cannot enter that. It is not possible. Then there is the fourth level. There is the level, they call it the level of the enlightenment. Usually, not much doctrine is put down for that level. It is almost a spontaneous happening. But today, we dedicate this. As you breathe, you're going to learn how to shift yourself from being affected to being the kind of person can affect life. I'm not saying it won't rain. I'm not saying sometimes things won't be hard. But never a time you are not there. You understand? The person who can affect life is there. You are not a victim. Sometimes we are a victim. I'm not saying there are things that are beyond people. But you are still there. Today, as we sit and breathe together, right? For 20 minutes, hold this. Keep remembering, I am here. Establish the ABC, I am here. And the remembrance of I am here is to wake up this effector. And suddenly you will start sensing what you can effect. You will start discovering your own ability, your own powers. You will walk away from the brain, the psychology of being a victim or being affected to someone who is able. Then it will dawn on you all the things that you can do, get done, participate. You move away from being enslaved to someone who's able. You are free now. Now you can come into action. And in that, if you stay, it becomes very clear by itself what are the things you need to do. Let me remind you, We have abused this affected state. We like to be affected, so we are not responsible. We can quit. We can blame everybody and everything. We are never ever responsible. It's almost like you check out. You're on a holiday. The sad part of psychology is told us how our childhood affected us, how our upbringing affected us, our society affected us. The sad part about it is, even though it's true, we use it as an excuse to check out. More so, that revelation must be a clue for you to check in. I'm not saying you are not affected by your childhood, but don't use it as an excuse. Since you are affected by your childhood, you must work harder not to be affected by it. For people who have studied this deeply, you know that you have done it many times. One moment of sitting unaffected, you can create an energy field. You can create. Much can change. Maybe today, shift from being affected to something beyond being affected and breathe in a way that you stimulate your life to happen. You excite your life. May life begin as you begin, and it is a fact. When you begin, your life begins. You see, you will not be able to hold it long, because we have taken refuge in being affected. But you can hold it for a while. So today, dedicate this 20 minutes of sitting, another 10, 15 minutes of lying down to this as you breathe. Master will help. Try.